My name's Derek, and welcome back to Sundown Audio, unofficial YouTube channel. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you see from the intro, big changes coming here to Project SPL. We're getting new amps installed. First, throw in the key things here. If you like what we're doing on the channel, make sure to click that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, share with your friends if you think they'll like content like this too. We try to do some pretty cool stuff here. Hope you enjoy it. If there's something you want to see, don't forget to let us know in the comments. I do read all the comments. I take all your suggestions, your tips, everything you say. I check it all out. So if there's something you want to see us do here, see me do different, let me know. I read every single comment. So back to this. Amps, we're getting them in, SCV 7500s, and lots of them. So I already got 4 installed. And again, sometimes I just get busy, getting to work, start installing things, forget to set up the camera, so I don't even have any slow motion footage or nothing. It's just me hauling ass trying to get these installed. It is Thursday night. I leave tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm gonna leave tomorrow afternoon to head down to Georgia, Newnan, Georgia, for the Shut It Down Boyz show this weekend. I will be there. We'll be dishing out demos in Project SPL. To run you through the whole setup here, what I'm doing, we're gonna have 8 of these amplifiers, 1 on each voice coil. Nothing has changed inside. That's all still the same. Project SPL, for the most part, is still the same truck. Stock cab, Super Street truck. That's the class I run in, DV drag, Super Street. Everything B-pillar forward has to remain absolutely stock. Stock doors, stock door panels, everything. No modifications. Cannot change the windshield. So many people, you got to change the windshield, do a Lexan windshield, acrylic windshield, all that stuff. Can't do it. Windshield's got to stay stock. Everything's stock. We're allowed basically 2 kind of modifications: spray foam and sound deadener, and there's a ton of it up here. No line, no fronting. There's a lot of reinforcement, but other than that, cab's completely stock. In the back, same old setup. If you're not familiar, try and give you all a glimpse. We are running 4 Sundown Audio compact Neo SPL 18s. Same 4 subs I've had in here ever since I put the Neos in. We have not blown a subwoofer yet, even with 4 NS2s. I had an NS2 at quarter ohm on each of these subwoofers. We demoed these things for hours at X's Power Show the other weekend. No issues. Subwoofers are all still in perfect condition, but everything's still the same in here. Basic, big, large ratio, large 4th order bandpass. And that's it. So now we're switching from the 4 NS2s. I've said why in the past, I'll repeat it here again. NS2s are high voltage amplifiers. They are designed to make their best power at 18 volts. Now they still do great power on 12 volts. Matter of fact, in here, which I'm a super strong 12 volt setup, but in here I've seen as much as 15,000 watts. In my old Blazer, my old mini truck that I used to compete with, I ran a single NS2 in it for a little bit on a strong 12 volt setup, and I saw 15,000 and change out of that setup. So even on a 12 volt setup, you can still get really good power. But if you want to see full power, you want to see that full 20,000 watts they're capable of, you got to get them on high voltage. I don't run high voltage in here, so it doesn't make sense for me to run high voltage amplifiers. Why did I do it? Well, simple. At the time, we were out of 7500s. I had a few tucked away, and I was actually going to start this with just 4. I was going to do 4 7500s, 1 per sub, and then just over time ramp up power a little bit. While I was in the middle of doing the install, I actually had 1 7500 installed already, and it hit me. It's like, we got some NS2 still laying around, and thought, what would be better, what would have more of a huge just wow factor than to open up the back of this truck and have those big massive NS2s laid out. And honestly, compared to 4 7500s to 4 NS2s, you're going to get more power even on 12 volts from the NS2s. Here's where things change. I'm now going to 8 7500s. So on 12 volts, cool, I'm going to see 15,000 watts per NS2. But on 12 volts, I'm going to see closer to 12,000 watts on this, on my super strong setup. Now, some people take what I say way too literally and run with it. If you don't know, go look up the Christmas special I did, Christmas of last year, 2018. It's the Christmas special SCV 7500 amp dyno. It's an awesome video. It's about 30 minutes long. I think it's not quite, but almost 30 minutes, because I torture test the SCV 7500. I run it every way imaginable, high voltage, low voltage. I beat it over and over and over. I try to heat it up, tank it, do anything I can to torture test that thing. If I remember right, uncertified, we saw 9,800 watts out of these amps, each one. And that's on a basic little test bench like that. In here, SPL setup, where I can go that little bit past clipping. Typically you get a few more tenths, driving it just that little bit past clipping. Plus I've got this super strong, in case you've never seen it, cap bank of excess power super caps. There's a ton of them down there. So altogether there's 100 cells down here that I got countersunk in this floor just a little bit. I'm running banks of 5, there's 20 banks of them, so 100 cells total. They give me rock solid voltage. My voltage is great for burps. Voltage was even really great for demos. I had enough juice here to last for each short demo, because people didn't stay in here long when I turned it up on them. And other than that, I got my CES alternator. Give a little shout out, Jonathan Patrick, CES Custom Electric Services. I've got that purple alternator up here doing work. And that alternator did awesome, keeping all the voltage up, doing all the demos I did at Excess Power Show. So back to this. I've got rock solid voltage, doing great, and I do run up to 15 volts when I compete. I still call it a basic 12 volt setup, but I bump it up that little bit extra, give me a full 15 volts into these caps to hold that voltage in the amplifiers. Now, setup I run also. Currently, I did not change subs yet. These are still the dual half ohm subs that I ran in parallel down a 1/4 ohm each on the 4 amps. Now I got an amp per coil, so they're gonna be at half ohm. I do plan on changing that. This is why this is important. At 1/4 ohm, my reactive load was getting up to around 0.7. The louder I got, the lower that reactive load came. I ended up dipping down into the 0.6-ish range with the NS2s, and that's low. That's getting finicky low with those things. 7500s, in my experience, they don't really care. They're not as picky on the low impedance, on the current output. I've ran these things every which way you can imagine in setups. I've ran them at half ohm, 0.35, 1/4 ohm, 1/8 ohm. The lowest I have done came out to around a 0.48, 0.4-ish reactive. So if you know what that means, you know that is insanely low. We're getting crazy amounts of current. I actually think I got, if I remember right, and I can dig up the old pictures, but I think I got 160 amps of current output from a single 7500 at that low of a reactive load. That is absolutely insane power. Now, I'm guessing I'm gonna be around the same from, if I was at 1/4, I'm gonna rise up around that 0.7, maybe dip into the 0.6s, but I'm gonna play with this at a half ohm load first, see how it reacts with these amps, with now 8 amps instead of 4, see what the reactive load does, and then use that knowledge to tailor to, do I go to dual 0.25 coils, dual 1/4 ohm, or dual 0.35, and because I basically want to get my reactive load right around that 0.7. 0.7 exactly, because 0.7 is the sweet spot for these amps. So here's where 12,000 watts comes into play, or more potentially. If you can hit that sweet spot in that 0.7-ish range, where you can get clean signal, and I know a bunch of people have done these. I think I even did it on the amp dyno shown. You can get up to about 100 volts. I believe in my amp dyno video, I was around 96, 98, somewhere in that range. I know a bunch of people have done all the, you know, distortion detectors and all that. People have seen in that high 90s to right at 100 volts. I'd tell everybody, yeah, you can typically, strong voltage, you can get about 100 volts clean out of this. That's the AC output voltage, in case you don't know. Well, at 100 volts and a 0.7 reactive, that's 100 volts at 140 amps. That is 14,000 watts potential. I've never seen exactly 14. I have seen touching 13K from a single 7500. That's at a below 1 ohm reactive load and absolutely monster rock solid voltage, which I've got. So again, I'm gonna play with it, see what the reactive load happens, use that knowledge to dial in what subs we change to, whether I go with a 0.35 or a 0.25. Now, as you see, I only got 4 more to go. Let me tell you what happened to me. I made a post the other day on Facebook because my original idea was to use some angle. I'm not even gonna grab it. I had some angle, some metal. Went and picked up a store, and I was gonna cut some sections and just do some fab work, some cuts and bends, and I was gonna try and get an angle on it where basically once I got it bent at a 90-degree angle, I had a long piece to mount the amp, and then a short piece was gonna be my mount to the back wall. And I wanted to be able to notch it and play with it to get the just right angle I wanted, so I could just cascade the amps down, have them all just angle just a little bit. I wanted to cascade all amps in here from the top down. Well, it didn't work out the way I wanted. I was also trying to, in my head, engineer it where it'd be really, really easy for me to make these brackets myself and custom bend them and keep them strong, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out the way I wanted. It didn't work out as easy as I wanted. So instantly I was like, these aren't gonna work. These aren't gonna hold, and this is not gonna be as easy as I want it to be. So I hit up Facebook and went for the power of the internet, the knowledge, like, hey guys, I need some ideas, and I need them fast. And because I need to get 8 amps back here, and my bracket idea is not gonna work. I need something super fast I can do to shoot some amps in here so that I can leave. And got in touch with the guy I already know. I've already done business with this, Jim's Machine Works. And I'll give you a glimpse right here, Jim's Machine Works. You look them up on Facebook. Owned by Jim Brokeman, run his products in the past. He commented, he posted a picture of his amp brackets, and that's what you see back here. And I love the brackets. Thing was, I didn't know if I could get them fast enough, so we started messaging. I was like, hey, you got them in stock? Yes. Can we do some overnight shipping? Yes. Let's go. Bought a couple sets of these brackets, got them overnight shipping. It's like, I keep saying, it's like Fast and Furious style. We're overnighting parts from Iowa and shit, and we got them in, and bam, I went to town, going to work. So you can see here what I started with. The brackets, they're bolted up to the back wall. Got all the amps, these first 4, they're in. I'll give you some good looks all the way around how this is set up. Give you some good looks at these brackets. Everything is in and wired. There are no RCAs yet. I'm just getting the speaker wires, power wires. They're all here right now. Let me tell you, these brackets are awesome. So check them out. I've got another one right over here. I'm about to grab it. So it's coming down for a second. I'm gonna set the other bracket up so I can go over how the brackets work. So I really want to give a huge shout out to Jim. Man, he came through just absolutely clutch here last minute for me to get these brackets in where mine wouldn't work, and I just didn't feel like I had the time to fab up something from scratch. I don't know, it hurt my head for my original idea not to work, and it threw me in a little tailspin. I don't know if some of y'all might be able to understand it, and I was just frustrated. I was like, I need something else that is gonna be easy, quick, and I can just almost just bolt the stuff in. These were perfect. So let me set this camera down for a second, get this other bracket, because I'm running 2 brackets like this, get the other one set up here, run through, show you how these things work. Bam. All right. Slide some of these wires out the way, see if I can get these down. So here we go. Hopefully y'all can see this good. Yeah, let's adjust the camera angle just a little bit. All right, sorry if that made some noise, but here you go. Good look at the brackets. So again, you see them there. I got 1 amp bolted on, mainly because if you look at the brackets by themselves, each one of these are individual brackets. There's 4 individual ones here. If you look at them by themselves, they look kind of confusing and blah, and some people might not understand how they work. So I wanted to bolt 1 amp up real quick, do a quick mock-up, and just let you see how they lay out. So also to point out, you see the hardware here. Jim does include hardware to bolt everything together and hook it all up. You have to have your own hardware for the mounting feet, which I'm running. Let me show you what I got. These right here. In my experience, these things are awesome. I use a similar screw to hold my tubes into place in the back wall. They are crazy strong. Give you a glimpse of those things. These are 1/4 inch. They are massive and they are strong. I highly recommend them. So this is what I'm using to screw my amp racks in the back wall here. Now, these are real simple. Jim's machinist, so they're cut. You got a tab here that's bent over, gives you a spot for your amps to sit. So you got one amp will stack here, next amp will stack here, here. Last one goes on top. They might seem a little weak now, but as you strengthen them up, getting all the amps, it connects everything becomes rock solid. Now, these 7500s aren't light, so I'll try and hold this up, give y'all a view of how they're mounted, how they look. So if y'all want a really, really awesome way, something simple, and they're not even that expensive. Before anybody has any crazy comments, I am not sponsored. These were not free. I paid for these. I set PayPal. As soon as he told me, here you go, I got them in stock, we can get it done. What's your PayPal address? Let's go. So they were not free, so anybody screaming daddy's money, the only daddy's money here is mine. I'm the daddy. This is all my money. So anyway, back to our program. These things are awesome. And when I find a product awesome of this, I like to show it off. I like to help all people. I'd like to consider Jim a friend. Any of my friends, I try and share their stuff regularly. If you follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, you see me sharing other people's stuff all the time. I don't get any kickbacks on that. I don't make any money on that. That's all just me trying to help others out. So just keep that in mind. But I love these brackets. Honestly, the only thing that could have been a little bit better, and I couldn't have done this, but it would have been a little better if I could have had a single bracket for 8 and stacked them all up. That would have been awesome. Fortunately, I don't have the room. Me and Jim did exchange some messages about some measurements and things, and with these here, the way they work, the bracket itself is about 12 inches, and then the last amp sits on top. And these amps are about 3 inches thick. So I got about 15 inches. So me trying to do even all 8, I would have ended up about 30 inches tall, which would be what happened if I tried to take these two and stack them all up. I would have been about 30 inches tall. Unfortunately, 30 inches is my max. So he's like, oh, they would fit. No. The top, back of this truck tapers in. So when you get to the top, you don't have enough depth for the width of the amp. It just won't make it all the way up there. So how am I going to get them all to fit? Well, by what you see. Where if I had this rack standing up, it would be 15 inches tall. In the bottom, I've got a lot more depth. So I laid this one down. It's coming 15 inches this way off the back wall, but it's only basically the amp and the width of the brackets high this way. So it's only about 9.5. So instead of 15, I'm only about 9.5. Bam! I just saved 5.5 inches in the height. So that's 5.5 inches. This rack gets to drop down. Because unfortunately, at the 15 inches this would be, if I run it just like this when I come off the back wall, it's going to end up out here, back glass is going to hit. But what I can do, and I'll do this just for mock-up, it won't be exactly like you see here. I've got to come off of the back wall. I've got some gusset and angle ideas. I'm going to come off the back wall with a piece of 3/4 wood here, and then this is going to go on top of that and mount. So just to give you the rough idea, boy, them things are not light. Catching all my speaker wires. But either way, yeah, speaker wires, power wires catching. It'll sit something like that. So I'm gonna have 4 here coming off the back wall, another 4 here on top, again with a piece of wood that are gonna go straight up. I got my power wires just split off the side back there, so they're pushing this out. This has got about, I don't know, maybe almost 3 inches more. It's gonna sit back in. So by the time I get that last amp up here, and this is all good and in place, but I test fitted it, pretty sure it's close, but it's gonna clear. We're gonna make it happen. And so that's my plans. I probably won't do the whole thing on video. I'll probably just show y'all what I've got so far, what I got going on. We're gonna end the video. Just keep in mind, you wanna see the finished product? Come to the show this weekend, Newnan, Georgia, Shut It Down Boyz National Call Out Show. We will be there. The all new amp rack setup will be there. we're gonna be giving demos. I still will not have the mids and highs done. Guys, busy is not even the word for what's going on here right now. Oh my God. But yeah, still no mids and highs. Still haven't got a chance to rebuild the loading wall. There's so much work I gotta get done. And as you see, here I am Thursday night, still doing this, and I leave tomorrow. I haven't even had time to really get all this done, but we're making time. It's about, actually I think it's about midnight here right now. And but that's it. Huge shout out to Jim. Check him out on Facebook, Jim Machine Works. I will try and put a link. I think it's just Jim Machine Works on Instagram. Go look him up there. Beautiful, beautiful work. He does all kinds of fancy terminals, battery terminals, bus bars. He's got a ton of stuff. So I owe him a ton of thanks, and this is my thanks to him, giving him shout outs in this video. Let me know what you think of my idea so far. What do you think of how I got these layered out? How do you think this is gonna look when it's done? Tell me in the comments. Remember, I read every comment, guys. I really do. Even if I don't reply to everyone, sometimes there's enough time in the day to reply to every single comment. I can't do it, but I try to at least read them. Some of the ones that stand out, you know, I give a reply here and there too. So I appreciate them. So yeah, let me know what you think. Now before we go, I will give you one last good look. Let me take this down. Oh, these heavy 7500s. One last good look from the top of all that beautiful Sundown amplifier goodness stacked in there. And this gives you a good finished completed look of what all 4 amps on these amp racks look like, these brackets. All that Sundown wire goodness coiled away in those corners. Most of this is just loose, most of the ugly part where I got to finish wiring up the rest. We're gonna get all those Sundown RCAs, those beautiful Sundown RCAs wired up in here. And then down there in the bottom, huge shout out Scotty Johnson, Brady, and the guys over there at Excess Power. Still repping those Excess Power super caps, those super cells. They are doing me great. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up here. Let me know. Comments. Hopefully it looks all right. It ain't exactly what I wanted at the beginning. The Cascade design I think would have been a little more appealing, but I'm falling in love with this, and hopefully you are too. So let me know what you think of those comments. Remember guys, if you like what we're doing on the channel, click that thumbs up button for us. Give it a like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you got cardio friends and they're looking to do something cool, share this with them. Maybe they like what they see. Maybe they try and do something. Don't forget to check out Jim's Machine Works on Facebook. Give him a like. Check him out on Instagram. He posts tons of cool stuff on there. Just awesome, awesome machine work. Don't forget to check out sundownunofficial.com. Sporting my red, white, and blue Eat Seat Sundown tee today. We got all the cool Sundown tees on there. The classic combo is ridiculous. I didn't realize so many guys like those old classic tees, the small silver logo. I'm shipping those combos out on a daily basis. You guys are just buying them up like crazy. I appreciate it. Just remember, I don't ask for anything. Some other channels, they got, and I don't mean this as a jab, but I've had people ask me about Patreon and donations or support the channel, stuff like that, and I don't need anything like that, guys. Like I don't want to take your money. I don't want nothing like that. I feel like if you're going to give me money, I need to give you something in return. I know I try and do awesome content here on YouTube, but I feel like I need to give you more than that, than just the YouTube videos. So if you want to give me money, visit sundownunofficial.com. Just check out the tees. Just buy some tees. We got all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, if nothing else, even if you're not a Sundown fan, we've got some non-Sundown tees on there, like the Sex and Subwoofer tees. Those things are hot. I see the pictures all over Instagram right now, guys with the Sex and Subwoofer tees. I wear mine everywhere. It looks everywhere I go. They're awesome tees. Check it out on sundownunofficial.com. But that's it. I'm wrapping it up. See y'all next time.